Hello everyone, and welcome to the full moon in Libra. It is also known as the pink moon and many other names. I hope that you are happy that we are finally through Mercury retrograde. It has finally passed. Let me go over the astrology before I start with the cards. I'm already too touchy-feely with them. So yes, Mercury went direct on the 7th. Very important for all communication. I feel much more calmer and more concrete to do readings after retrograde passes. Now we have Venus going direct, and it's no longer in retrograde. Very important, as Libra is also ruled by Venus. So now that it's off of this retrograde starting today, we were in Aries when it came to Venus. Now it's in Pisces. So now we're going to be more reflective of the relationships that we have. We learned quite a bit from the month of March into April about certain relationships. And Libra is all about harmony. It's also the scales, right? And so when we think of the pros and cons of relationships, really wanting to make peace and partnership. And what I like to think about during Venus retrograde, when you see yourself when it comes to love and relationships, is how do you express that love? Are there different ways that you can express your love to others? Whether it's friendship, whether it's relationships intimately, or even business, how is there ways that you can showcase that love openly and honestly? This may lead into new connections moving forward now that it's in a more positive orbit. Now I'd say now's the time to get out there and go start dating if you're into that. Good luck. You'll also have just a deeper understanding, like I said, of the current partnerships that you have or those that are developing, and really cultivating more trust, more faith, more love in those relationships. I always ask people, what their love languages are. And, you can take the test online. It's free. I would say that what's a way to get me into my love language is quality time. So definitely if you're saying let's go for some pho, which if you haven't had pho, you need to. It is a Vietnamese beef noodle soup, and it's heaven in a bowl. And I would say that's a way to express love with me. If I take you or you take me, preferably you take me to pho, oh my God, that's a sign of love. So now that we have the astrology out of the way, keep in mind as we move into this moon cycle of the full moon to release what we've learned, release and reflect. So what are we going to learn today in the collective energy regarding this full moon? And I've already done my prayers. I do that already. Do it prior to the readings. I brought in some oracle, and I've also brought in some Reiki as well for some self-care. Holy shit. I mean, I love how the answers just are pow, pow, pow right now. Okay. If you haven't felt like it already, I'm going to be the one to tell you that it's go time, guys. It's freaking go time. we've got several major arcanas here in the cards already. Usually that's a very good sign karmically of things to, be underway, things to really know. The foundation of this is the Hangman. In the Game of Thrones deck, it's the flayed man. So going down to your bones, your blood, your tissues, your vessel, going into that journey head on. In the original tarot, the Hangman is hung upside down. He has the halo of all of consciousness, surrendering into that journey and hoping for the best, right? Trying to find that equilibrium, to find that balance there as you literally hang into the air. So we're on the journey. We're all on this journey together. And what is covering is Ace of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful start emotionally, making sure that your cup is filled, really nurturing that emotional side as you're on this journey. I see that really a lot here because eventually into the reading, it's moving more toward abundance, toward work, toward pentacles, toward that physical side. And it is going to go up and down, guys. We're going to be tested once again. And again, this is going toward that feeling of harmony in your partnerships. If you're feeling like you're doing all the doing and you're doing all the giving, it's an imbalance, and it's coming into terms with that. But doing it with love, exiting with grace, minding your own business, going the direction that you need to go, setting up those boundaries with the people that you need to, and clarifying that. So most recent past, you have King of Coin, really getting in touch with that maturity side, going into that realm of, hey, getting things structured and situated in the way that needs to go. Doing that inventory, as I said in the previous readings, being mindful of the in and out of not just your income, your energy, your focus, the direction. This isn't someone that plays games with their energy and with their money and with their time. This is someone that has really matured and has gone through those steps. So that's the most recent past. You've had to accumulate to a new level. So congrats on that maturity. What you buried is the Emperor. There was some real masculine lessons here that you guys have showed up for yourself. Good. You've realized that you've got to lead your life, right? Yeah. I know that may sound harsh, but that's tough love, right? Like, no one's gonna move the ship for you. You got to do it. Standing behind your beliefs, getting into that logical side, being assertive, making those hard decisions, putting it in the ground and making it so. Really great. I mean, it's coming from those past experiences of needing to really step up. What's coming to you from, the universe is the Lovers card. So some of you guys are really going to find love and unity in the future. You also will find possibly partnerships, when it comes to projects. Maybe a little bit of both. I'm just saying, I'm just the reader here. But it's also the Lovers is a choice, right? There's choices that are going to need to be made, and you're going to have to look at it from both sides, balance that side of your emotions and really regulating them throughout. I said this since January, and I'm sorry to repeat it, but we gotta regulate ourselves and nurture ourselves and making sure our cup is full. No wonder why it's Ace, number 1, all right? Look at where you are balanced wise in this journey, because that is going to what? Come on, guys. You know what I'm gonna say. It can manipulate your choices basing on how you're feeling. You're gonna have to also look at the numbers. You're gonna have to look at what is being done and what isn't being done. And you're gonna have to raise up your sword. And a lot of people aren't gonna like it. But that's part of leading. You're not here to be nice. You're here to accomplish your purpose, feeling gratified about what you do, and then appreciate your life. So again, find that gratitude even in these hard times. I'm gonna just jump to the end just for a little bit, because I know some of you are like, okay, what's the final outcome? Because your attention span is like a dodo bird. So it's death. Yes, death, the great transformation. You're gonna transform. Oh yeah, leading into summer it's gonna be a whole new shebang, and that's great. That's the kind of energy we want. We want results. We do. We want to feel, see, experience that transformation and be like, it was worth it. All of this strife, was it worth it? Yes. Yes, it was. If it's toward your mission, if it's toward you accomplishing what your soul's purpose is, then you're definitely on point. But you can also transform in negative ways too. I'm going to point that out. So you have to internally know that compass. You have to really drive that ship and be honest with yourself of where are you really navigating and who you're navigating with. Because again, those partnerships may be positive or negative. It is always a lesson, right? So we are grateful for the lessons. So in your near future, you have 6 of coin. All right, so keep to your intel, right? Working up, making those partnerships, communicating, working, bargaining, negotiating, really looking into the fine details of what is to come. What are people offering? What are people saying? What are people representing you as? How are they taking in your image? How are they presenting themselves to you in your life? That is something to really look into, because again, how you're looking at it, which, yeah, some people would say there's a little bit of paranoia, but that's okay, is the traitor. You're looking at, who do I need to prepare for? Because yes, there is competition. I feel that you're always competing with yourself, looking at who you were in the past, working on it in the present, transforming into that near future. Looking at that side of yourself that you sabotage. Looking at how you cheat yourself, how you steal from yourself. Whether that's doing a whole bunch of things that I don't need to get into. You know what you do. You know what you shouldn't do. You know what you should get better at. I'm nurturing energy coming out. I'm sorry. Can't help it. As a Taurus, I'm just nurturing and motherly all the time. How you see it though, I'm glad that you see it. You're optimistic. You're seeing a little bit of the results. Page of coin. Okay, it's climbing. It's a startup. You're going, on your way. You're negotiating also and really navigating your worth. You're navigating your time. You're navigating, trying new things. Do that. It's spring, y'all. We're getting out of that hump of a winter that we had. My goodness. And then the 7th planet alignment. And then we had all these retrogrades. And then we had the eclipses too. And I was emphasizing you all to rest and hydrate. You probably didn't do it. I didn't do so much. I did a little bit. So if you need to catch up on that, do that. Remember that this startup is gradual, but it's methodical. Remember, we're thinking out that plan and doing that inventory. So be mindful of your resources. Be mindful and put some away. Really important to do so, because we have the 5 of coin coming up. Poverty. Not necessarily physically either. Although some of you are going to go from rags to riches when you transform. but it could also be a lack mindset. I literally was just discussing this with a friend on the phone. Some of you are afraid of failure. Some of you are afraid of success. And some of you are rocking in that dance of both. It's again scarcity and lack. It may not even be coming from you. It may come from everybody else in your life that you grew up with, that you went to school with, your family, your friends, even your spouse, which that would really suck, that they just don't believe in you, that they don't understand your purpose. But it's your journey. It's not theirs. They're along the ride, and they can join you. They can be a part of that partnership, and they can do that out of love and out of encouragement and harmony. But you alone can pull yourself out of that scarcity, because it is an illusion. It truly is. We're infinite beings. We're capable of having everything that we desire. We do have to work for it, to a degree. I have to say work, even though that word, we don't necessarily need to use that word. And I don't want to take 10 minutes into going into manifestation and the words that we need to do and reprogram our wording. Contact me. My stuff is in the description below. Let's go into moon, huh? Let's go into moon. Let's have a little fun. Have a little fun. Can't all just be serious, right? All right. Oh, 2 cards. The answers you need are coming, and you are very close to achieving your goal. Let's do Oracle, huh? Let's do 3 cards. I know, I'm always like, we'll just pull one. We never pull one. We're always like, I want more. I want more. I want to know. No, but this is a great spread, guys. Come on. You guys are really pushing through. And you know who you are. Beautiful. House of Flowers, Red Garden, Liberty. 36, 9. 8 and 2 is 10, so we could do to 1. So independence, 9, year of the snake. Or you could do 3, 6, 8. I mean, you could look at it in several ways. Strong. Power of nature, joy of life, diversity, beauty. Out of this small white house on the top of a hill bursts flowers full of life and rich in colors. It is like an explosion. The 2 ladies walking by look tiny in comparison to the giant falling leaves. They enjoy the enormity of nature, the power of its diversity, but even a single bloom in a vase can transform a space. That word again. Each petal a world unto itself and a wonder of creation. This card signals love for life in this moment, full of energy, beauty, and joy. Oh, that's right. That's what we're doing. The Red Garden. Gratitude, pleasure, happiness. On this card, we see a woman strolling through a garden full of flowers. The sky glows with pink petals and the ground has turned a luminescent blue. The woman finds great peace in being one with nature. The flowers have become part of her body. And a parrot feels at home on her shoulder. During her walk down the path of life, she keeps happiness and gratitude in her heart. She notices the simple pleasure of life and is thankful for all nature has given her. So again, we're going back to that sense of gratitude and really diving into our pleasure, balancing that pleasure while we develop this life, right? With our partners, with ourselves. Liberty. Choices. I'm not making this up, I promise. It's not me. Choices, confidence, letting go, self-determination. Go! This card shows a woman standing in profile. A bird cage hangs from her hair, and she is about to release her winged friend into the night. The stars and the moon are guiding the little bird's way. The woman has plucked a special star from the sky to help shepherd the bird's journey. This card stands for the freedom you have to choose your own way in life. Don't let others decide for you. You have the power to liberate yourself from both external and internal cages. Many of the obstacles we face are ones we create ourselves. Once we realize we've created them, we have the power to release them. All right, before I let you go, we're going to pull one Reiki card, and that's for our self-care. Wow. Hold a pretty deep card. And it is the ego. The War card represents one's ego. The unhealthy face of the ego is pride, arrogance, vanity, self-importance, and self-infatuation. It truly is all about me. An unhealthy ego is the unrelenting enemy of all that is truly wholesome in the human experience. However, without a healthy ego, people would have no desire to live and no desire to continue the species. If the ego is controlled, then it can be a motivator to thrive and achieve greatness. While transcending the ego during meditation, the conscious mind spontaneously identifies with deeper, more expansive states of consciousness until we're left experiencing our true higher self. To use ego from the perspective of higher self, the key is being aware of your motives. Am I doing this solely for my benefit? So since I pulled it for self-care, I would say, just like I should, we need to meditate more, to get deeper into our body, into the breath, and to release. And to certainly ask ourselves of our motives in all that we do. If you like this reading, please like and subscribe. If you would like a private reading with me, please keep in contact with me. You can do it by email. I'm also on Instagram and YouTube. And if you can, subscribe and press the bell to get all the notifications on my channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Fedra. I also do some comedy as Fedra's mom, and I'll be releasing music very soon. I hope you enjoy it. And remember, that gratitude. Remember to go into that heart space. Yes. Go into gratitude. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Good luck on this full moon cycle. And I will see you once again on the new moon.